I'm David Earl. I live in Battleground. I worked TriMet for 30 years and I worked on Max for 20 years. And I was going to address some of the design flaws on the bridge, but I'm just going to take a second to do that. The bridge that is designed now has a very high arch that's 6% grade going up to it and 6% going down it, and it also has a curve. So that is a bad design for any rail operations. But I'm not here to talk about designing the bridge for rail. What I want to talk about is we talked about that hump that's in the center of the channel, and if we don't see very many tugs that go under that, but that channel that height is 72 feet tall. But if you look at the railroad bridge that is a mile downstream of the I-5, it has a swing span that was built in 1908. And the reason why that was built in 1908, if you remember your history books, a lot of the boats back then were slow steamships or even sailboats. And so most of their cargo came into Vancouver at that time. So they built the lift span on this side of the river. Well, in 1917, they built the highway bridge that had rail on it at that time. They had heavy rail and also trolleys that ran across the bridge, built in 1917, but they had to have the lift span built on the Vancouver side. Well, my point is that it would be most of the tugboats operations back on the CRC, they have a page that shows an S-curve, and this S-curve is something that small boats can negotiate, but tugs do not. And in 2004, they had 556 lifts, and all of these lifts were for tugs that were under 72 feet. They could have went under that mid-span if the bridge, the railroad bridge, would have had a swing span or a lift span in the center of the channel. And this is what I'm advocating, to eliminate 80 to 90% of the lifts. All you have to do is go 1 mile downstream and fix that railroad bridge, and it would only cost less than $100 million. If you go 2 miles down that same railroad track, you'll cross the Willamette River, and that you'll see a lift span that was built in 1982 for $34 million. It took them 72 hours to replace that lift span. We could do the same here, and it would eliminate 80 to 90% of the lifts that are causing the traffic pileups here on I-5. Columbia River crossing plans did not address that problem because they were mandated to review only a half a mile downstream. But they could have done another half a mile further, and they would have solved that's the major problem. So I advocate, let's redesign that bridge that the railroad has, and it would cost the taxpayers a whole lot less. Okay, thank you.